Good morning. I've been up for more than 4 hours. I woke up when it was still yesterday in Toronto. Not a good day to wake up early since I need to fast until at least 6 p.m. But my whoever seemed to enjoy using sleep deprivity as a way to get me into an altered state of being, not necessarily consciousness. So, Euthyphro, day 4. Let's see if he has anything to say. They are sure to listen if they think that Socrates speaks. They are sure to listen if they think that you speak well. But while you were talking, a notion came into my head, and I asked myself, suppose that Euthyphro proved to me quite clearly that all the gods consider such a death unjust. Would I have come one whit the nearer for him to knowing what the holy is, and what is the unholy? The act in question, seemingly, might be displeasing to the gods, but then we have just seen that you cannot find the holy and unholy in that way. For we have seen that a given thing may be displeasing and also pleasing to gods. So on this point, Euthyphro, I will let you off, if you like. The gods shall all consider the act unjust, and they all hate it. They shall all hate it. But suppose that we now correct our definition and say what the gods all hate is unholy, and what they love is holy, whereas what some of them love and others hate is either both or neither. Are you willing that we now define the holy and unholy in this way? What is there to prevent us, Socrates? Truth, maybe. Socrates. Nothing to prevent me, Euthyphro. As for you, see whether when you take this definition you can quite readily instruct me as you promised. Euthyphro. Yes, I would indeed affirm that holiness is what the gods all love, and its opposite is what the gods all hate, unholiness. Socrates. Are we to examine this position also, Euthyphro, to see if it is sound? Or shall we let it through and thus accept your own and others' statement and agree to an assertion simply when somebody says that a thing is so? We must not look into what the speakers. Must we not look into what the speaker says? We must, and yet for my part I regard the present statement as correct. Maybe I'm a bit lazy intellectually. I'm really bad at judging people. No, that's not true. I'm bad into judging what the speaker says. I have a different way of judging, maybe. I listen or read, mostly read. And what sticks I consider true, and what doesn't stick I consider false. Socrates. We shall soon know better about that, my friend. Now think of this. Is what is holy holy because the gods approve it, or do they approve it because it is holy? I do not get your meaning. Well, I will try to make it clearer. We speak of what is carried and the carrier, do we not? Of led and the leader, of the seen and that which sees. Oh, shit. Okay, this is a personal thing that just, whoop, but that's very personal, so I'm not going to share that. And you understand that in all such cases the things are different and how they differ. Yes, I think I understand. In the same way that is what is loved is one thing, and what loves is another. Of course, tell me now, is what is carried because something carries it, or is it for some other reason? No, but for that reason. And what is led because something leads it, and what is seen because something sees it? Yes, certainly. Then is it not because a thing is seen that something sees it, but just the opposite, because something sees it, therefore it is seen? Nor because it is led that something leads it, but because something leads it, therefore is it led? Nor because it is carried that something carries it, but because something carries it, therefore it is carried. Do you see what I wish to say, Euthyphro? It is this: whenever an effect occurs, or something is affected, it is not the thing affected that gives rise to the effect. No, there is a cause, and then comes this effect. Nor is it because a thing is acted on that there is this effect. No, there is a cause for what it undergoes, and then comes this effect. Don't you agree? I do. Well then, when a thing is loved, is it not in process of becoming something, or of undergoing something by some other thing? Yes, certainly. Then the same is true here as in the previous cases. It is not because a thing is loved that they who love it, but it is loved because they love it. Certainly, necessarily. I don't know why I read that as certainly. Then what are we to say about the holy, Euthyphro? According to your argument, is it not loved by all the gods? Yes, because it is holy, or for some other reason. No, it is for that reason. And so it is because it is holy that it is loved. It is not holy because it is loved. So it seems. On the other hand, it is beloved and pleasing to the gods just because they love it. No doubt of that. So what is pleasing to the gods is not the same as what is holy, Euthyphro, nor according to your statement is the holy the same as what is pleasing to the gods. They are two different things. How may that be, Socrates? Good question, Euthyphro. Socrates, because we are agreed that the holy is loved because it is holy, and it is not holy because it is loved. Isn't it so? Yes. Yet, whereas what is pleasing to the gods is pleasing to them just because they love it, such being its nature and its cause. Its being loved of the gods is not the reason of its being loved. You are right. But suppose, dear Euthyphro, that what is pleasing to the gods and what is holy were not two separate things. In that case, if holiness were loved because it was holy, then also what was pleasing to the gods would be loved because it pleased them. And on the other hand, if what was pleasing to them pleased because they loved it, then also the holy would be holy because they loved it. But now you see that it is just the opposite, because the two are absolutely different from each other. For the one, what is pleasing to the gods, is of a sort to be loved because it is loved, whereas the other, what is holy, is loved because it is of a sort to be loved. Consequently, Euthyphro, it looks as if you had not given me any answer, as if when you were asked to tell the nature of the holy, you did not wish to explain the essence of it. You merely tell an attribute of it, namely, that it appertains to holiness to be loved by all the gods. what it is, as yet you have not said. So, if you please, do not conceal this from me. No, begin again. Say what the holy is, and never mind if gods do love it or if it has some other attribute. On that we shall not split. Come and speak out. Explain the nature of the holy and the unholy. I still don't understand the nature of the loved and of being loved and what the difference is. Okay, so you are carried, not because you are carried, but because something carries you, so it's the external. So you are loved not because you are loved, but because an external party loves you, makes you love. Well, our need to be is very closely related to other people then, and dependent on other people or other entities. Because to be carried, to be loved, to be chosen, to be understood, to be seen, to be heard, it all depends on another. Socrates does know about love, if not of anything else, but I don't think that's he just uses this as an illustration. It's not really relevant, and yet it captivates me. Shall we continue or shall we stop? I feel like stopping. The world is too much with me nowadays.